Ka me ha me. Please don't break any more planets.
Hey Exiles, Chronic Panelist here with a quick video. I wanted to make a little update because I have finally completed my no-hit run with the original Sin on the line, and I wanted to share how I was able to do that in addition to the methods that I talked about in my previous videos. The real key to getting this done and making it feel not so terrifying was the Soul Ripper Flask. The thing about BV, right, is that Vaal BV is actually incredibly powerful in the Sanctum, right? There are two things that make the Sanctum difficult for regular BV, right? One, it doesn't have long range, right? You can't necessarily kill stuff from around corners. And B, it can't cover the whole screen in death, right? So, you know, the builds that have been crushing these no-hit runs, they are the ones that can either kill from around corners like the totems or minions, or the ones that just fill the entire screen with instant death like Spark. Soul Ripper, enabling our BV to come online, our Vaal BV I should say, to come online immediately thanks to passive Flask generation, is just such high value. You'll see, I'll post the actual clip of me doing some of these rooms, and you'll just see the way that the Vaal BV will just wander through the entire thing, killing it. And you know, basically there were some rooms that I didn't even have to leave the very starting area right in front of the door. I could just stand there spamming Vaal BVs until the room was complete. There are combat rooms where you are able to just cover the entire screen with Blades of Death for the entire time that it's dangerous, and that makes them extremely easy compared to how they used to be before, even though they were, you know, certainly highly doable before without getting hit. You know, it really all but trivialized them to have my Vaal Blade Vortex available immediately, and especially for bosses, right? The ones who you can actually charge up against, right? Particularly the 3rd and 4th floor bosses, they just got absolutely shredded. Didn't stand a chance. Some of them, you know, I think the 3rd boss got an attack off, right? It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice when you just get your Vaal BVs right away. Now, I don't want to necessarily endorse this as a strat to copy. Part of what made this feel not so awful was that I found this sanctified relic here. This, you know, obviously doubled the rate at which I was passively generating Flask charges, so I had to wait half as long in each room. Right, the Soul Ripper, the key to that is, you know, I had exactly 60 charges on it. That way I could get the 60 souls that I needed for 2 Vaal BVs. And with this and my Magnate here giving me 50% increased flash charges gain, right, I was actually gaining 10 charges on my Soul Ripper, especially thanks to the enchantment here, every 3 seconds. Right, and so, you know, having to wait 18 seconds at the start of some of these rooms, it wasn't the most fun in the world, but I have to say, you know, trivializing what used to be extremely dangerous rooms was quite fun. So if you're willing to wait, you know, 25, 30 seconds maybe, you know, there are other ways you can get a little bit faster Flask generation. I experimented with this for a while, the Flask Mastery over here, but the problem with this is that it has this on the way, which might seem good, but reduced Flask charges used is actually bad for Soul Ripper because it will only give you a number of souls equal to the charges it uses, but it still has to be at maximum charges to be usable. So you have to generate more and you get less. So it's not great. I found that just, you know, waiting a little bit with the enchantment here and my passives was quite tolerable, and in fact quite enjoyable. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about passive Flask generation. I also wanted to briefly talk about two possibly unsung heroes of the no-hit run. I sincerely believe that I would have had a infinitely harder time but for my Skitterbots and the Blasphemy Temp chains. The just constant huge area where the guards would have just significantly less action speed, right? We're talking about 19% less, but and then another. I think my chill with these was like 15% or something like that when everything was said and done. So slowing their action speed by 33% or more is massive, right? That means that it takes them, almost twice as long to actually do something, and that little bit of extra time can make all the difference between the archer firing his arrow, the other guy summoning his little frost balls, right? So I really believe that if you're gonna try a no-hit, especially with an ability like Blade Vortex, you're definitely gonna want this just passive chill and passive slow. And it's definitely worth sacrificing whatever other aura you might have to sacrifice to get those going. And so now I'm just going to post the clip of me actually clearing the Sanctum. I will do my best to edit out a lot of the hemming and hawing about which path to take and the waiting for the actual Flask charges to generate in each room. Don't worry, I'll speed that up. Okay, so now I have the video of my no-hit run loaded up here, and I'm going to watch through it and break down some of the techniques I used in the different rooms. I'm going to speed up through the parts where I'm making decisions and waiting for my flasks to charge up. So if you want to know why I made the decisions I made, definitely check out my earlier Sanctum videos. I was applying all of that logic as I went through this run. Okay, so this first room here was of course, the Chambers of Inscription. And I got the spawn that demands a little bit of safety. Those two guys up in the top right there, they can be spread out just enough that it's a little dangerous to blink at them. And so I'm going to let my Vaal BV do the work after charging it up. And this is a great example of a room that, not super dangerous, but not entirely free until you bring in the Vaal BV. And as you can see, it just takes care of it for us. It just kind of takes care of it. No, and that's it. Room is complete, right? I'm just going to loot it real quick. I'm going to go through to the next one. And now I got a lot of these in a row. These Chambers of Inscriptions and Abandoned Libraries are coming up soon. This at least was the other layout for the Chambers of Inscription, right? This is where the single guy is up on the high ground here. And it's very similar, right? I just throw a veil, and in this one, I did have to do a second charge of the Flask here in order to take out these two guys. Sometimes the first one will actually wander all the way up here and take care of them, but if it doesn't, it's very easy to just throw another one and go ahead and complete the room. Yeah, and so you can see, right, everything's dead. I can just go around looting safely. I keep casting my BV just in case there's some random little monster hiding somewhere. And, so keeping my Vaal BV up is like having the best layer of defense in the Sanctum. So this is an abandoned library. This one, the reason to be safe here is that this guard can spawn tucked away in the corner behind the mine, and he actually did here. If you see, the pile of coins is all, I highlighted it because of how vindicated I felt by that, justifying going so slowly and carefully, because it's really rare that he actually spawns right there. But if he does, it can pose a major problem from when you blink in, because instead of just immediately killing him, you'll have to make a decision about, oh, can I quickly run across the mine and tag him? Do I need to dodge? It's not an automatic freebie like it is the rest of the time. So that's why it makes sense to just go safely and let your Vaal BV do the work. And so here I'm going to, make a lot of decisions. And once again, right, it's another abandoned library. So I'm just going to go through it pretty quickly. I'll talk about how I engaged this guy on the high ground here. I used to call this the high ground room because of that guy with that little right angle wall there. And the reason I highlight the high ground is because he's the most dangerous guy in this room type. Besides this first one, who could be behind the mine, but it's super rare that he is. This one on the high ground, if you approach him from the wrong angle, you are asking for trouble, right? Because he'll be able to see you before you can easily get up to him. It's very easy to, short hop your flame dash just in front of the wall and wind up getting tagged. And so that's why I engage him from the angle that I do. And you can see that here, right? I'm going to jump up and try to catch him while he's tucked away in his little corner there, because then as soon as I come around, he will be frozen and dead. Right, so here we know another Chambers of Inscription, right? I'll just speed it up a little bit here. Because, yeah, in this one, the first one did go ahead and do all the work for us, right? Didn't have to charge up a second time. Often it does just go ahead and do that. And now this boss, right, I was extremely confident. I knew he was going to die long before he was able to get any kind of attacks off. And, yeah, went as planned. So in this next room, this is actually kind of interesting. This one took a little while, but I think it was definitely worth the wait because you're able to actually clear this entire room pretty much without leaving this first little platform here, right? You can throw a Vaal BV to the end. You can throw one in the beginning here. You can even throw one across here to get the guy who's hiding there. And unfortunately, I did miscast that one there, so I had to wait again. But as you can see, once I got it, the room was complete. And then I went ahead and just blinked across to finish it. This next one was a gauntlet, and so I made use of course, the Flask charge up right away, because what I wanted to do was duck behind this wall and then throw a quick Vaal BV to take care of the enemy hiding at the bottom of that little platform there. That guy can be very dangerous if you don't respect him, if you don't, go and hide right away. They can definitely get off a quick shot and end your run. And so here, right, I'm using the totem tech. It took me a little while to get used to this, but once I got kind of the system down, right, of timing it so that I was making sure I wasn't removing my old totems while there was going to be, danger coming at me, right? So if you see, I'm actually, I'll cast my new totems right after the ball hits the old ones. And then that way, I know that I have the most amount of time if I somehow mess something up and that those first totems go away, leave me exposed, and I have to dodge out of the way. Here I'm going to do a battleground, and this is a great example of a room that's just so completely trivialized by the Vaal BV. The hardest part of this room is needing to be in two places at once for this last little spawn here, but thanks to Vaal BV, we are in two places at once. So super easy, very convenient. Right, we'll do another one here even, so you can see how we just cover the entire area where they can possibly spawn in death the entire time that it's possible for them to be spawning. And that's how the room is done. And here, of course, you get the freebie. We got one of these, right? The Decrepit Cellar. You just run right out. Here, I had to do another gauntlet. Once again, right, using the same, just run behind this wall right away. Let the Vaal BV do the work. And then we're going to go ahead and do the totem tech here. Now, this got a little interesting towards the very end here. I should have probably thrown a Vaal BV right around now to take care of this guy. I didn't notice him patrolling ahead, and thankfully I did throw a Vaal BV as soon as I did see him, but obviously seeing that guy patrol out of his little hidey hole there was very unexpected and almost caught me, but that was the most dangerous moment of the entire run, honestly. Here we have another battleground, right? Simple, just Vaal BV covers us. Room complete. And here we have, of course, these bosses. This is actually the second scariest moment. I messed up my initiation here. Normally, I just want to tag that first guy at maximum range. I accidentally like pre-fired a flame dash and blinked on top of him. But you know, thankfully I just had so much damage that it didn't matter, and I was able to take them out before they got anything off. And here, you know, we're in a crucible right now. This one I took painfully, slowly, and carefully. I think it's absolutely worth it to do it this way. You know, it's so easy to just get cocky and misclick. I also don't really love that shortcut. I find that it's kind of dangerous to blink up to the top. You know, sometimes I'll try it, but I don't always love it. And so I don't think it's a big deal if I'm not able to clear that first guy with the Vaal BV here, because you know, obviously I can just run straight across here, blink here, take care of him, and it's no problem. Throwing a Vaal BV just to be safe, right? Just in case there's some random demon that I missed or something, right? That's the best part about the Vaal BV, is you can just throw it out there, and it's like a radar scanner for enemies, right? Can't get off-screened if you send the watchdog out there. Yep. So yep, just taking it slow, taking it nice and slow, right? If I was going to lose this run, it wasn't going to be because I went too fast and greedy in the traps, right? That was not going to be the reason I lost. And yeah, paid off. Now here, I think I'm going to do an Infernum. Yeah, so this is, you know, once again, right, in the combat rooms, being able to just cover so much of the area with the Vaal BV makes all the difference, right? So here, right, I had pretty good luck on those first couple guys and was able to take them out easily. But then in the end, right, I just used the Vaal BV to cover the areas that I can't be in. When I say I got lucky there, I mean I didn't get too many smoke miners. You know, the guys who split apart. If you get too many of them, right, it can kind of throw off the timing of things. And but you're here, right? You know, just we are now in 3 places at once, right? And so there's just no danger. There's right where could a guard have spawned and possibly, you know, shot me? Nowhere. And here, I got raided by a friend, so I had to take a second. And then we get the ultimate freebie, which are the mini boss rooms. Right, with my damage, it's a foregone conclusion. I think I actually one-tapped that guy. I must have dealt double damage, or maybe not even. I did get pretty lucky with the boons in this one, right? I picked up the more life, or the less life for them and more damage for me. And so, you know, went pretty well. Now this room should have been much easier than it was. I almost messed up here. In this one, right, this is the Unholy Lair, and this is a great one to just let the Vaal BV do the work. However, I unfortunately misread the map, got myself a little crossed up, and actually aggroed the end guys a little too soon. I think we'll see that here. But basically, right, I'm just going to be safe as can be, just throwing the Vaals, letting them do the work. And right, every time I see my flasks go off, right, I have them set to trigger when I hit a unique enemy. And so, you know, that's my confirmation that, yep, I've got the guy, right? And so, yep. Yeah, so there, actually, maybe it's in the next one that I did that. All right. Oh no, it is this one, right? Yeah, I aggroed that guy, so I felt like I had to run away, wait for my Vaal to recharge, and then I'm just gonna get him from off screen. I meant to just, you know, just peek my head out of that hallway and kind of throw the Vaal down there, and normally it just takes care of it. Right, this time I you know, accidentally went a little too far until the guard started to come after me. I panicked a little bit, and so I ran away, and then I just hid here to be super safe until my big brother could come and rescue me. Of course, talking about that Vaal BV, and it looks like he like kind of reset himself, and I just, yeah, it was fine. It was fine. In the end, it was okay, right? There were like 2 or 3 scary moments over the whole run, and this was one of them. So here, right, I think, yeah, I must be deciding whether it's worth, the free rooms and the literally free rooms and which afflictions I can handle. And now this one, another unholy layer, and another example of a room that we just don't even have to actually see any of the bad guys in order to clear it. We just throw the veil, takes care of it. Yeah, nothing hiding there, so we're okay. Yep, so what I'm doing here is I'm checking for the light radius from the guards, right? They all shed a little bit of light, and so that's how you can kind of see them from off screen, right? Normally, if you can just barely see the faint edge of them glowing, you won't be seen or aggroed by them, and you can safely throw a Vaal BV that way. Right, so I'm just being exceedingly cautious here, right? This was a room that I wasn't that confident in being able to read the layout and throw everything from the right angles, so I just made sure that I threw as many as I needed to throw in order to feel comfortable. I got up here on the high ground, right? I'm scanning constantly for light on the edge, right there. I see the glow. I throw the veil, snuff it out. Room complete. Right, go loot the coins. And yeah, here we go. So now it's boss time. And with this one, right, the key is I just charge everything up, right? Get my inspiration charges, get my power charges, get my Vaal BVs, throw it all, throw down the brand, focus, and she just dies before anything can possibly happen. Right, there was, no threat of her possibly getting off an attack. Now, this fourth floor, it was not the most exciting floor. I got pretty much I think I got 5 of these lost catacombs, and these are super, super easy with the Vaal BV, right? I just don't even have to move, right? I just throw the first one. Sometimes it even takes out some of these guys, right? I throw the second one, and right, it's just a matter of going slow, doing it right, being careful, making sure that you're looking on the edge of the screen for patrolling guards with their light radius, and yeah, just letting the knife do the work. So yeah, I'm gonna speed these up because they're all exactly the same, right? You throw the veil, it takes care of it. You throw the veil, it takes care of it. It's quite satisfying, I have to say, after doing so many intense clenched runs, right? It's really freeing to just throw the Vaal BV and not have to worry about it, right? We just kept getting these lost catacombs, and I wasn't going to turn them down because they are that easy. Even when the guy patrols up there, right? As long as I throw my Vaal BV right on top of him, he's not getting anything off. Right? Yep. We just throw the Vaal BV, right? Don't even have to see those last guys around that corner there. Don't care if they're spawned super far apart. Don't care if they're doing, their perfect crossfire pattern. Here we got another mini boss, and so again, right, just easy charge up, and it's free. Now, I think this is where this is the first time I did an entombment. I'm going to speed this up because it's easy, but the way I do it, it's very, very slow. And that's because I am extremely scared about misclicking, about accidentally just clicking a little bit too far, and so I take this painstakingly slowly, just to be, I'm inch by inch. It's not terribly exciting to watch, but I'll be damned if it isn't safe. So now the key here is that I'm going to be paying attention to where the mine is on the side of the path, and I'm going to make sure that I have a clear opportunity to trigger it and then back off. So I wait for an opening, I dip my toe in there, and I get out. And thanks to that, and thanks to spamming my Vaal BV to cover any possible patrolling or random other mobs, it's a extremely safe but obviously very slow process. And now the funny thing about getting so many of these Lost Catacombs is that I actually got the same layout every time. I think it was mirrored a couple times, but I never got the one where there's that the bookcase at the end in between the three guys. That one is actually probably even easier than this one. These three guys here can be a little weird just because of how this hallway is shaped and the lines of sight that you have to try to use. But, it was obviously nothing I couldn't take care of. Now at the end here, right, I practiced my engagement once, and then I actually go ahead, build up my veils, build up my charges, get my inspirations reset just to be absolutely sure that I'm at maximum damage output, right? Yeah, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Throw the brand, throw the veils, and then wait for the blink. All right, so my play here is I'm going to stand on the left, and then as soon as she exists, right, as soon as her health bar appears, I just blink to the right. And then I know her first attack is going to be launched towards the door, and I'm going to be safely hugged against the wall for when the mist starts to creep forward. And now here, I briefly considered putting on my totems, and then I said, you know what? I have my own totems. I have the Heralds of Purity. They're going to take care of it for me here. All I have to do is let them get ahead. Yep. And yeah, with their help, body blocking, right, I was able to just blink right across the second boulder, and no problem. So now here, right, just trusting in my practice, right, just knowing exactly the path that I need to take, right, and everything was okay. I'm gonna reset my inspiration charges one more time, right? Gotta be sure that you're at the maximum damage here, because I want to know that I'm going to kill her before she gets anything off, which is not that hard on this phase. Right, just she has no time to charge up any kind of attack there or do anything. So now, right, I practiced my engage once. I throw down the brand, right click, focus, charge in. That's it.